What have you learned from audience feedback? What are your favourite parts of the video?
Particular fan of the opening profile shot. Even though I thought it was just slightly too long, I did still like it, and yeah, I thought it matched the pace of the editing quite well, and I like the fact that it's an example of one of Andrew Goodwin's conventions, the idea of the lyrics and the visuals.
The close-ups really use a good range of close-ups, and I like how the transitions are quite soft, so it's easy to watch on the eye. That's probably my favourite part. It's throughout the video, but and also the start as it kind of fades in. I really enjoyed that.
Well, I liked the bit where the drummer hit the cymbals, because like you can really see that he's quite lively, and like it shows when the cymbals are playing, when he's playing with the cymbals, that you can see what you hear, and I quite like that. The fades are good, high angles and low angles, like to show the drummer high angle here, and like the singer close up. Those were quite good. The lighting's really good as well.
I like the parts where there's transitions with cross dissolves because it really fits the musical type and the tone. And I think that when instruments are shown, they are like you can see that the people are definitely playing them, and it fits the mood very well.
What do you think of the editing in comparison to the pace of the song?
I think it's very, very in time, and I like it. I think when you think of a song like Paolini's, and if you look at the actual video itself, it does have quite slow editing, but when it gets slightly ups in tempo around the chorus, the clip slightly gets slightly faster and more cuts, and you've nailed that. So yeah, well done.
It's good. It matches the tempo. It's obviously a slow song, and it matches the tempo. The transition's quite soft, so as it turns, it's kind of like a fade, quite slow, and that matches the tempo, I think.
Okay. The song's like quite a slow song, and like there were nice fades to like complement that. So the editing fit the song quite well.
I definitely think that it fits. When you've edited things together, they definitely come in. When the drums come in, you can see that they're coming in because you can see the drum set. Then when everything fits together, you turn to long shots, which is quite interesting to see.
Do you feel our music video suits our chosen genre?
Yeah, very much so. I would have maybe said you might want a tiny bit of narrative in there when it comes to if you look at your research and stuff. But in terms of the people playing it, what they're wearing, etc., I think you've done a really good job, and you've nailed the sort of the genre characteristics. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's it's kind of a weird thing to say, but chilled out environment. The shadows I think help. I think it adds something unique that you don't often see in other videos. However, it still kind of fits with the genre, which I like. So overall, yeah, I would say it does.
Yeah, the clothes, because he's wearing quite indie type clothes, and like the musician, guitarist, he looked like he fit the music video as well.
I really feel it does because with the use of like lighting and sort of transitions and things like that, you've really pulled together like a sort of slow song which has a lot of passion in it by creating the editing in the same sort of pace as the music would be.
Do you think there is enough camera movement?
Yeah. I think you've pretty much nailed it in terms of the movement, because you wouldn't expect a lot of movement in videos like this. You expect it to be fairly chilled out and calm, and you've done that quite well. And you have got some nice fades in there as well, and some nice patterns that you do want, so you can see the whole band. And but the pans aren't too quick, which is obviously a big problem that a lot of people have with it when filming videos of this genre. So the fact that it's nice and slightly panned out is nice.
Yes and no. I think there could be more, but if you put too much in, then you kind of steer away from your genre, which matching the tempo of the song. So I think yes and no, really. Maybe you could do with a tiny bit more, but it's good as it is, really.
Yeah, because there was like pans to show the guitarist. Like, was it handheld when you were filming?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good touch. And yeah,
I think there's enough movement to get the feeling and the mood to be shown through the movement, but not too much that it's distracting the viewer.
Do you feel a music video works as just a band performance?
Yes and no. I think the band performance itself, you don't want to take anything away from that. It's really good. It's positive. There's some great features in there, but I think you would like a slight bit of narrative. But that's not to say that, like I said, that the band performance isn't good. And I think you get away with it because of how good it is and how well it's filmed and edited. But if I'm being honest, in my personal opinion, I would like to see a tiny bit of narrative.
Yeah, I really do, because it's strong enough as a band performance on its own. I thought if you put narrative in, you have to put a lot in to get a story, and use a different range of shots so it keeps entertaining throughout the whole video, so it kept me compelled to the end.
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't think there was any need for a narrative?
No, because like I was quite drawn into the band performance. Like I feel like a narrative might have took away from the sort of intimacy of the setting.
Yeah.
So
I believe it does, because you've put a lot of very interesting shots, such as the first shot you used, which was the focus pull of the guitar, and I think that all these sort of creative shots have really pulled it together in a way that if you had a narrative, perhaps they wouldn't have been so effective.
How could we improve the video if we were to make the video again?
Narrative, really. I think that in terms of the band performance itself, you can't really fault it. It's maybe the setting. I would have maybe liked a bit more character coming from the setting, but like Red Lion and Gravesend would have been quite a nice venue. But in terms of the instruments you've got, like I said, what they're wearing and how you fit in with the drummer characteristics, you've done really well. So the band performance is spotless. But yeah, just a little bit of narrative, like a side story to sort of link with the song a bit more. But overall, it's a good job. Well done, guys.
Just use a different range of shots. Try not to focus so much on the lead singer, because he was filmed from a lot of close-ups. So basically just vary the range of shots that you use on the lead singer, and maybe experiment with a new background.
Yeah, let's do it again.
Perhaps the shadows could have been less contrasting, and sometimes you can see them in the video, but other than that, I believe it is very good and very effective in what it does.